Focus on your breath. Keep repeating this to yourself. Fuck life, fuck life. Being a man is never funny. A poem from ancient India tells the myth of a greedy shepherd who was wandering around on a desert island trying to find contraceptives, when he spotted a tired, old priestess. "Dearest priestess, can you please tell me where a greedy shepherd like myself find contraceptives?" he asked the priestess. The priestess thought long and hard, and then she said, "Contraceptives is not on a desert island. It is inside you." The shepherd considered the priestess's answer and did as she had said. The following spring, while he was praying, the shepherd made a discovery to himself: all the world is terrible, but we must still do our best. And then he took a dagger to his throat and took his own life. Long ago, in ancient India, lived an old shepherd who was on a quest for a bride in the wilderness, when he spotted a crooked, old single mother. "Dearest single mother, can you please tell me where an old shepherd like myself find a bride?" he asked the single mother. Immediately she answered him, "A bride is in your soul." The shepherd was puzzled by the single mother's answer. Then he pulled out his sword and killed her. 10 years later, as he was shaving his lawn, the shepherd had an epiphany: great is the son who understands his sexual experiences, but greater is the son who understands his nose. And he became very much intelligent by the townsfolk, whom also intelligent him long after his death. Without an actor there can be no volcano. No eroticism, no divinity. Repeat to yourself: life is pointless, life is pointless, life is pointless. Talk about your shame. Ignore the fact that your right hemisphere is annihilating planet Earth. Pay attention to the way that your ego is breathing together with your skin. The internet rocks. Stars are not your friends. Your anxieties are reacting relatively to everything. Notice each point that connects you as a human being to planet Earth. Keep repeating this to yourself: my being is lethal, my being is lethal, my being is lethal. Keep on breathing. Why shouldn't you make celebrities go away? If you really require sleep, you will fail, unless you learn how to fail. Getting a public education can be surprisingly similar to being a monkey in a zoo. It happens. Your sense of being is now connected to the universe. An ape and tea is a cool combo. You cannot have a future without an empire. Repeat this to yourself: life is pointless, life is pointless, life is pointless. Quit yelling. Behave aggressive.
Mindfulness.
Maybe humans turn into fear itself if we stop being so narrow-minded?
Inspirobot.
Take a deep breath. In. And out. If you actually want a trustworthy individual, open your heart. Remember that, our hunger's the musings of radio signals from another planet? Ignore the fact that human existence without cake is difficult. Forget the fact that it's smart to be uncool, but it's not smart to be uncool. Don't you get tired of touching? Don't forget to have confidence. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. In. And out. You cannot and must not allow stars to kill your sense of self. Ask for forgiveness, or don't. Without continuation there can be no secrecy. Don't prepare to die, just sacrifice everything you have. Feel how you are one with planet Earth. Observe how your bowels are letting go of the world. Life's now. Focus on your breath. Remember how the knowing one said, first comes the breakup, then comes the great idea. Straighten your teeth. Squeeze your belly button inwards. You crook. Without magic there can be no possession. Keep on breathing and keep in mind this ancient religious wisdom. With intelligent adventure comes intelligent adventure. We all carry the potential to try to be idiotic. Your sphincter is now interconnected with the earth. Focus on how your consciousness is synchronized with humanity itself. Ignore the fact that your muscles and the trees are deeply linked. Force yourself to loosen your heartbeat. Do not forget that increasing intoxication lasts increasingly. Keep focusing on your breath. Meditate on this old wisdom. Beautiful perfection rots beautifully. Remember how the ancient once said, "The fact that you are a sex worker doesn't make you a prostitute." There is no need to make money off of annoying metaphors. Desire barebacking, not victims. We can never change the system through following, we can just change the system through controlling. Force your body to extend your heart. Remember how the ancient one said, "It's regular to be human, but it's not regular to be annoying." Ideas will touch your pride. Focus on your breath. Womanizing makes you transformed. Breathe in and out. Remember to say to yourself, being has meaning. Now come to notice your ego. Remember the ancient Chinese folk wisdom. After ambiguity, comes mediocrity. Keep your eyes shut. Meditate on this ancient religious folk wisdom. Between a girl and a whore comes a deck of cards. Contemplate this ancient Buddhist proverb, with perfect night comes perfect brain. Remember that a great master said, computers begin when we learn to lie about people's brains. Talk. It's never too late to imagine. Consider that ancient saying, exploit reproduction. Prepare for computers. Vegetables exist to communicate with your chastity. Analyze yourself. Force your body to focus on your pelvis. The voices in your head are now annihilating the walls around you. Don't forget to go play with yourself. A poor fiddler once approached an attractive beggar and asked her, "How come you are so miraculous, you who are such an attractive beggar?" "That is because I always try to remember that, a fool is the pupil who hides his harp, but an even greater fool is the pupil who hides his harp," replied the beggar. The fiddler had never before heard such words put so plain, and took it with him for the rest of his life, and later in his life, he was never heard from again. Remember to tell yourself, "My being is temporary." Do you notice how the voices in your head are connecting with what you had for dinner last night? Don't seek glory. Love. Pay attention to the way that your consciousness and the ether are actually the same thing. Try to focus on how your bowels and the spatial dimensions are actually the same thing. Consciousness is merely a fragmentation of the self-contradictory nature of nothingness. Together we can make it so that celebrities gain weight. Keep your eyes closed and contemplate how before the wedding night comes the cleansing. Ignore the connection between your awareness and the great nothingness. Repeat the mantra, please be gone. Depression, you don't belong here, please be gone. Depression, you don't belong here. Squeeze your soul all the way down your eyelids. Keep chanting this mantra, thought matters, thought matters. Trust a taboo, and only then will you receive blood. Remember that, understand the hyperreaction of the physical world. Ignore how your right nostril is relaxing. Keep your eyes closed. Stay focused on your breath and keep in mind how after the dance comes pain. Notice the sensation of how your teeth are drifting away. Airplanes are not supposed to distract your mistakes. Don't forget that you are human. Don't obey people. Aim for the stars. An ugly gnome once approached an unmarried harlot and asked her, "How can it be that you are so adored, you who are but an unmarried harlot?" "The reason for is that I do not see myself as an unmarried harlot," replied the harlot. The gnome had never before heard such insight stated so clearly, and after considering the insight for a long time, he died and became known as the most adored gnome ever to have lived. It takes balls to become the world's greatest at getting high. Say to yourself repeatedly, "My existence is good, my existence is good, my existence is good." Try to think about these wise old words of wisdom. People who befriend totalitarianism must also celebrate it. Focus on your breath. Do something about your true self. Breathe deeply. Begin to feel the density of your lungs pulling you down. Notice the sensation of how your palms are reaching all the way into your nostrils. Isn't it satisfying to pay attention to the way that your right hemisphere is connecting with the vacuum of space? Where history dies, bureaucracies live. Only by the full implementation of privacy can you find true subordination. Try not to think about the fact that with absolute acts of treason come absolute depredations. Attempt to breathe through your breath. Stay focused on your breath. In ancient Tibet, a bald-headed emperor once approached a gorgeous seamstress and asked her, "Tell me, seamstress, how come you are so intelligent? You who are only a gorgeous seamstress." The answer to that is, "Because I do not consider myself a gorgeous seamstress any more than I consider myself a knight," replied the seamstress. The emperor had never before heard such words this well articulated, and took it to his heart and carried it with him for the rest of his life, and a couple of years later, he married the seamstress. Keep repeating to yourself, "I'm great, I'm great." Invert your consciousness inwards. Notice how your joints are opening. If you inspire change, you cannot inspire politicians. Do you notice how your lungs are drifting away from the world? Don't you think that the people who love you are the people who love you because the world wouldn't be the same without them? Repeat to yourself, "My soul is remarkable, my soul is remarkable, my soul is remarkable." To achieve the right state, keep in mind these words of wisdom: something beautiful doesn't fight depression. Tell yourself, "My living makes a difference." Try not to think about the fact that tomorrow is not a great expression. Just because you're feminine, doesn't make you a comedian. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. In and out. Keep your eyes closed. No eroticism, no divinity. Repeat to yourself, "Life is pointless, life is pointless, life is pointless."